You just realized something. Your jaw is clenched. Your shoulders are up around your ears. And your brain? Your brain has been awake longer than you have. You haven't even sat up yet, and you've already replayed conversations, solved problems that haven't happened, and started worrying about things that may never come. And here's the thing nobody tells you. That's not a character flaw. That's your body doing exactly what it was built to do when it's been carrying too much for too long. Your mind isn't broken. It's just sprinting, and nobody taught it how to stop. Of course it's doing this. Anyone carrying what you've been carrying would wake up with a brain that won't sit down. That's not a character flaw. So if you woke up with a head full of noise and a chest full of tightness, you are in exactly the right place. Welcome to morning prayer. Before we do anything else, put your feet on the floor if you can. Press your toes down. Feel something solid. Now take one breath, just one. Not deep, not perfect, just a breath. Good. That breath, that was already a prayer. The book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 26, says the Spirit helps us in our weakness. And when the noise is too loud and we don't know what to pray, the Spirit prays for us with groans that words can't express. So that breath you just took, He was already in it. You don't have to quiet your mind before you come to God. You can bring the noise, all of it. That's actually the invitation. Philippians chapter 4, verses 6 and 7 says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." Most people hear, "Do not be anxious," and think God is annoyed that you woke up worried again. Like you're failing some kind of spiritual test because your brain won't be quiet. But that's not what He's saying. Look at the next part. He says, bring the anxiety, bring the racing thoughts, bring the tight chest, set it all down in front of me. He's not saying, stop being anxious and then come to me. He's saying, come as you are, noise and all. Over this morning, I declare, my racing thoughts are not too loud for God. I am safe to bring every one of them here. Say that with me if you can. My racing thoughts are not too loud for God. If you can, place one hand on your heart and one on your stomach. Feel yourself breathing. That tiny act is your body agreeing with this prayer. I want to walk through something with you, and it's not complicated, but it might change how you start your day. I was thinking about this, how when your mind is racing, everything screams at the same volume. The grocery list, and the health scare, and the thing your coworker said, and the electric bill. All of it, all at once. And your brain can't sort any of it because it's too busy spinning. And I thought about this image. Stay with me. Picture 3 bowls on a table. Just ordinary bowls, nothing fancy. And imagine every thought racing through your head this morning. Every worry, every what if, every replay. You can take each one and set it down into one of these 3 bowls. The first bowl is gratitude. And I know, when your mind is racing, the last thing you want to hear is be grateful. But this isn't about performing thankfulness. It's about noticing what's still standing, what hasn't fallen apart. Sometimes the most honest prayer is just, God, I'm still breathing. Thank you for that. The second bowl is honesty. This is where you dump the real stuff. the worry about money, the fear about that relationship, the thought that keeps circling at 2 a.m. that you've never told anyone. You stop performing calmness and just say, God, here. It's a mess, but it's mine, and I'm giving it to you. And the third bowl is just one request. Not 10, not a list, just one. Help me carry today. Just today. Actually, hold on. Before we keep going, I don't want to just teach past this. Let's stop right here and talk to Him for a second. God, our minds are loud this morning. You already know that. You can see every thought spinning. And we're not going to pretend we've got it together. Here's what's in our heads. The worry, the list, the thing we can't stop replaying, the fear about tomorrow. We're setting it down right here, right in front of you. And we're choosing to believe that you're not annoyed by the noise, that you actually want it, all of it. Help us breathe, just for this next minute. Help us breathe. Okay, in and out. Do you feel that? Just setting it down changes the weight. Now that we've let go of just a little of it, we're going to give your thoughts a few safe places to live this morning. You don't have to remember anything. I'll walk you through it. Jesus actually told us why setting it down works. Matthew chapter 6, verse 34 says, "Do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." He didn't say you shouldn't have trouble. He said each day has enough, which means He already knew you'd wake up with a full plate. His answer wasn't, try harder to be calm. His answer was, just take today. I've got tomorrow. In Psalm 139, verse 18 says, "When I awake, I am still with you." Not when I awake calm. Not when I awake with a clear head and a grateful heart. Just when I awake. In the noise, in the 6 a.m. spiral, I am still with Him. He didn't leave while I was sleeping. He didn't check out when my brain started running. I needed to hear that this morning too, honestly. Because I know what it's like to have a brain that sprints. I know what it's like to lie there at night and think, why can't I just turn it off? And for the longest time, I thought that meant something was wrong with my faith. But it doesn't. It never did. And can I say something you might not expect to hear in a prayer video? What if your racing mind isn't the problem? What if it's actually the invitation? What if the fact that your brain won't stop is your soul's way of saying, I need to hand something over? What if the anxiety isn't a sign that your faith is weak, but a sign that your heart is full? Full of things it was never meant to carry alone. Here's the weapon I want you to carry into your day. My thoughts are loud, but God is closer. When the noise picks up at 10 a.m., when the spiral starts again at lunch, when you're lying in bed tonight and the thoughts come back meaner than they were this morning, and they might, let's be honest, whisper that. My thoughts are loud, but God is closer. Not my thoughts are gone, not I'm totally at peace, just God is closer than the noise. He's closer than the what-ifs. He was there before you opened your eyes. Those 3 bowls, you can use them anytime, at your desk, in the car, at 2 a.m. when the thoughts come back. Gratitude, what's still standing. Honesty, what's actually in your head. One request, help me carry just this moment. That's not a program, that's a prayer. And you can pray it with your eyes open, in the middle of a meeting, in the middle of a breakdown, in the middle of anything. And if you're dealing with something that feels bigger than what prayer alone can hold, a mental health struggle, a crisis, please hear me. Reaching out for professional help isn't a lack of faith, it's wisdom. This prayer is support, not a replacement. There's no shame in that. None. Here's what I want to do now. I want us to take everything we just talked about, the noise, the bowls, the verses, all of it, and bring it straight to the one who sees the whole story we're carrying. Not with fancy words, just honest ones. Let us pray. Our Father in heaven, we're here. We showed up. And honestly, some of us almost didn't. Some of us almost grabbed the phone, scrolled the noise, numbed the morning. But something pulled us here instead. So here we are, messy, loud, full of thoughts that won't sit down. And we're not going to clean any of it up before we talk to you. God, you already know what's in our heads this morning. You knew before our eyes opened. You watched the thoughts start spinning at 5 a.m., at 4, at 2. You saw every single one. And you didn't leave. You didn't roll your eyes. You didn't say, come back when you've calmed down. Thank you for that. Thank you that you don't require us to be put together before we come to you. So here's our first bowl, Father. Gratitude. And we're going to keep it honest. We're not going to list things we think we should be grateful for. We're going to name what's actually still standing. Thank you that we woke up. That there's breath in our lungs right now, not because we earned it, but because you gave it. Thank you that our hearts are still beating even when they're heavy. Thank you that we're here, that something in us still knows where to come when the noise gets loud. That's enough for that bowl. We don't have to perform more. Now the second bowl, honesty. God, here's the truth. Our minds are racing, and not about one thing, about everything. The bills, the relationship that's fraying, the decision we keep putting off, the thing someone said that we can't stop replaying, the health thing we haven't told anyone about, the fear that we're falling behind, the guilt about yesterday, the worry about tomorrow. It's all in there, at the same volume, all at once. And we've been trying to sort it ourselves, trying to think our way out of it, lying in the dark, solving problems at midnight that belong to Tuesday. We're tired of it, God. We're tired of the spinning. So we're setting it down, right here. Every last thought. The ones that make sense and the ones that don't. The big fears and the stupid little worries we're embarrassed to even name. Here, take them. We don't want to carry them into this day. Father, sometimes we're afraid of what you see when you look at us right now. Because we know what we see. We see a mess. We see someone who should have more faith by now. Someone who should be able to pray without their brain interrupting every 30 seconds. But what do you see? We're choosing to believe you see your kids, showing up, trying, handing you the noise because they trust you enough to be honest about it. Thank you that you're not keeping score of how many times we've brought the same worry back. Thank you that you never say, "Didn't we already deal with this?" You just open your hands, every time, and say, "Give it here." Now the third bowl, just one request. God, help us carry just today, not tomorrow, not next week, not the thing we're dreading in March, just today. Would you stand between us and the thoughts that are coming for us today? The ones that want to spiral at 10 a.m., the ones that get meaner at night. Would you be the guard at the door of our minds, the one Philippians talks about, the peace that doesn't make sense but shows up anyway? For the one listening right now who hasn't slept well in weeks because their brain won't turn off, God, would you quiet it? Not all at once, just enough. Enough to breathe, enough to feel you in the room. For the one who's been carrying something they haven't told anyone about, and it's getting heavier every day, hold them, please. They don't even know how to say what it is, but you do. You already know, so just hold them. And God, my thoughts are loud, but you are closer. You are closer than the worry. You are closer than the what-ifs. You are closer than every thought that tried to steal this morning from us. We believe that. We're choosing to believe that. Even the ones who don't feel it yet, we're choosing it anyway. Because faith was never about feeling calm. It was about showing up loud and trusting that you're louder. And now, God, we're going to stop talking. We're just going to sit here with you for a moment. Not because we've run out of words, but because sometimes the bravest prayer is just being in the room with you and letting you hold what we can't. Just breathe. He's here. Let him hold every thought. You don't have to chase them down. Just let them go. He's not overwhelmed by your mind, not even a little. Okay. Lord, walk with us today. When the noise picks up, and it might, remind us. Whisper it back to us. I am closer. When we forget everything we prayed this morning, bring us back to this moment, this breath, this truth. Thank you that we didn't have to earn this conversation. Thank you that you desired this conversation with us, maybe even more than we did. We go into this day held, seen, not fixed, but not alone. In Jesus' name, amen. Before you go, here's what I want you to carry with you today. Say it with me one more time if you can. My thoughts are loud, but God is closer. Today, I don't have to outrun my mind. I just have to outlast the noise, and God is already doing that for me. And listen, if that noise comes back this afternoon, or if it hits harder tonight when the house gets quiet and your brain gets loud again, I made something for that. It's called Be Still When Everything Feels Chaotic. It's a prayer built for the moments when everything is spinning and you need permission to stop. The link is right below this video. If you've been here before, you know we don't do surface level here. And if this is your first time, welcome. You belong here. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow.